amazing. If you
just look
at so much
yeah.
history here.
See, the thing is, like, I think the difference is that, Portable Ops, yes, that was a full featured game.
Yeah.
But, it wasn't quite as heavy.
Right.
And it wasn't a part of the main, central storyline.
History, right.
Whereas this really is, a direct sequel to Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, totally.
And, it's an essential part of the story that if you're a Metal Gear fan, you have to play this because you're not getting the full picture if you don't. It is.
Yeah,
that
and
integral.
that's what really surprised me because I didn't think that that in a PSP game that you get such an integral piece of the story, but it really made it fun for me to play it out because I just get the scripts handed to me and when I'm in the booth and I get to go, oh my god, so that's how that happened. This is how this came together. That's who and it's pretty cool.
Definitely. So. Okay, well, let's talk about you for a minute.
Let's
come
not
on.
talk about
fans want to know what David Hayter's been up to. So, what have you been up to since Metal Gear Solid 4?
Suffering. No, that's not true. I stole that line from Bryan Singer. But with him it was true. What have I been doing? I started a company called Dark Hero Studios, which is named after the subtitle of my Guyver movie, Guyver Dark Hero, and. So I've been setting up a movie to direct, which is supposed to go next. We're supposed to film next May in Canada, and what else have I been doing? Just sort of setting up projects for the company. I just closed the deal for a television show that I can't tell anybody about, which I'll be working on next year. And I'm sorry to be elliptical, but that's the nature of the things that I do. They're big sort of comic book things, and everybody wants it to be a secret till it comes out. And being a dad, I have a baby snake at home, and so she's growing up and going to kindergarten, and I've been teaching myself the electric guitar. So that's been a thrill for everybody in my household.
Very cool. So, looking back on it now, how do you feel about the way that things are evolving with Metal Gear, the Metal Gear universe and, this Peace Walker, how it's fitting into the universe and where the universe is heading. Do you have any particular feelings on it? Or?
Well, I'll just say that as a filmmaker, as a storyteller myself, I love fully realized universes. I mean, that's where, for me as a fan, I get completely lost in them. I love the Star Wars universe. I love the Star Trek universe. I love the Marvel universe. I mean, when you've created a universe, that's so much more than just a story or a character or anything. I mean, that's where you really lose yourself as a fan. And Mr. Kojima and Konami and all of you have done such an amazing job at creating a fully rendered and yet completely unique universe that, I have intimate knowledge of the characters, their histories, their worlds, but it also is so unlike Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever. It's so tied to our world today and the things that Mr. Kojima comes up with in terms of private military companies for Metal Gear 4, which he's dealing with that stuff before all the news about Blackwater comes out. And he's dealing with the Human Genome Project in Metal Gear 1.
Totally.
Or Metal Gear Solid, and before the Human Genome is complete, like in the very early days of the Human Genome Project. And that's what really makes it cool to me, because while I love fantastic worlds and sort of crazy out-of-the-box adventures, I also feel like the world is in such a sorry state in some ways that that it's our responsibility as artists to sort of comment on that and to do it in a way that's still entertaining, but to really acknowledge that there's some horrible things going on in the world. And I don't think there's anything that I know of that does that so effectively as Metal Gear. And on top of that is so unique to itself. It really is its own form of storytelling and its own form of character development and world presentation. So that's my feeling about it.
Awesome.
And I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
So, looking back on it, you've been involved with Metal Gear for the past, 12 years or so?
Yeah,
roughly?
yeah, 11, coming up on 12 years. Yeah.
Almost 12 years now. Are there any particular memories or anything that stand out, over the years that really strike you as being something that a memory that you really treasure, from the Metal Gear series? Or
no. No, I have no memory of it. I remember getting electrocuted many, many times. I actually barfed in the booth this time around.
Yeah.
I to tell you a little story. During Metal Gear 3, I was choking on something or being electrocuted or being beaten up. I have to do what they do, so the fans know, is they lump together on the days that we're just going to do all the action sounds and the punching. Okay, now you're getting hit in the face. Now you're getting kicked in the groin. Now you're choking on a tree frog or something. And one time I was choking in when we were doing Metal Gear 3, and like this sort of thing, and I totally barfed up a little water, and because I've been drinking water all day because I'm a voiceover actor. This time around, I was choking on poison gas, and I had just come from Carl's Jr. and I was choking, and suddenly it just went, and I put up my hands, and I was like, "Oh, that's not going to do it," and I had to turn around, and I barfed all over the whole booth.
I was very impressed on that day, though, because
no, it was a heroic effort.
Seriously, that was. Nobody else is willing to put themselves through that much pain to get these sound effects.
Well, and that's something I want to make clear to the fans. It hurts to be Snake, and I pride myself on throwing myself into it, 100% every single time. I believe that a great action hero is not defined by how tough they are, but how much pain they can take and continue to keep their good humor. That's what makes Indiana Jones so appealing. That's what made, Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon so appealing. It's not that you can throw a punch; it's how well you can take a punch. Right. Or Chris Pine in Star Trek, just gets beat to death and keeps smiling. Totally. And so I think that the pain that Snake goes through is a huge part of why his humanity is compelling to us, or to me anyway. And so so that's the pain I put myself through for the fans.
Do you have anything that you want to say to your fans? This has been it's been a long road to get to this point, and people have been following you the whole time. There are a lot of fans of your fans who follow you, fans of Solid Snake, Naked Snake, Big Boss. Do you have anything you want to say to them?
Well, normally I would say something cynical, but I am immensely appreciative to all the fans. Nothing makes me feel better than to go to like an anime expo or something and just see the thousands of people, expressing their appreciation for Snake and for the work that we've all put into it, and that's really what it's all about. I love this job. I love these games, and I think that comes through, and it clearly comes back to me when I encounter people, in a fan setting. So just thank you to everybody out there, and just know that your support is greatly appreciated, and that I will keep doing it as long as they ask me back. So
awesome.
All right.
I think you'll be back sooner or later. I have a feeling.
I don't even want to know. I'll just go off and it'll be a mystery. So. Yeah. But to all the fans, you should understand that whenever you're asking me, hey, are you going to be in this game? Are you going to be in this game? I don't know. They don't. They haven't told me anything. I just get the call and say, okay, we're recording next week. Are you up for it?
The thing is, we don't even know a lot of times.
No, I know. I know.
We don't know what the story's going to be yet in Rising,
right.
Honestly.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that's still in motion.
Sure. No.
The game's not made yet, so
I know.
We'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure people haven't seen The Last of Snake.
Well, I hope so. I hope so.
Well, very cool, David.
All right,
thanks
so much, Sean. I appreciate it. You've done and to all you fans, you should appreciate the job that Sean has done. He's been here every day and really is so committed to the project and has helped make it great. So, and Chris Zimmerman,
yes, definitely.
Salter, who is the greatest voiceover director in history and has done every single Metal Gear game that I've done and is quite amazing. And Justin the sound guy is here too.
Yes. We have an amazing crew.
No, it's a great crew.
So, all right. Thank you very much, David.
All right, thank you.